The Bone Temple is the latest entry in the 28 series and the fourth film overall, but a sequel to 2025's 28 Years Later, but a threequel to 28 Days Later. It gets a little confusing, but the real question is, after the somewhat controversial ending of the last film, does the sequel actually deliver? And honestly, yeah, it actually does. See, this time around, The Bone Temple is directed by Nia DaCosta, the same Nia DaCosta who gave us 2021's Candyman and 2023's The Marvels. And look, considering The Marvels was a huge flop, and DaCosta has gone on record saying she didn't want to make a Danny Boyle style film, I was very, very concerned. But after watching this, I came out genuinely surprised and really pleased with the direction she took. Quick heads up, there will be minor spoilers for The Bone Temple and slight spoilers for 28 Years Later, so if you haven't seen any of those films yet, go check them out. Or you can pause this video and go watch my review on 28 Years Later. So, where the last movie left off, we follow Spike, who ends up crossing paths with this cult of Jimmys, followers of the grown-up version of the kid from the beginning of the previous film. In The Bone Temple, we stay with Spike as he struggles with his internal conflict. He knows what this cult is doing is wrong, but he's also only 12 years old, and this feels like the safest way for him to survive. What I really appreciate is how much time the movie spends with this group. We actually get to understand their motivations across the first two acts, and the film does a great job of delivering exposition without making it boring. With this many major and minor characters, you'd think the story might start to feel messy at times, but instead, everything stays focused, always circling back to Jimmy, or I guess the Jimmy, the main Jimmy, or Sir Lord Jimmy as he's called in the film. Another thing that surprised me was how well the slower, more serious moments worked. The movie never felt dull, and everything tied back to the core themes. There's a moment near the third act where Jimmy has a conversation with Dr. Nelson, and for a brief second, the film almost gets you to empathize with him, despite everything he's done up until that point. But it doesn't let you sit in the comfort for long. It reminds you exactly why he's not someone you should be siding with. That scene in particular has some of the best dialogue in the film. The pacing, the tension, it all just worked. By that point, you fully understand the kind of threat Jimmy represents and how his personal mission impacts everyone around him. There honestly wasn't much I didn't like about this movie. If I had one small complaint, and this is a very slight spoiler, I would have loved to see at least one scene with Jamie, Spike's dad played by Aaron Taylor Johnson in the previous film, just to know what happened to him, especially since we get a reintroduction to another character we haven't seen in 3 movies. But I wouldn't be surprised if Jamie shows up in the sequel to this movie. Overall, The Bone Temple was a great watch from start to finish. It balances its characters well, it introduces new ones without overwhelming the story, delivers an engaging plot, and even gives us a fresh way of looking at the infected. Something I don't think we've seen in similar films in a long time. And most importantly, it actually got me excited for what's coming next. After watching The Bone Temple and rewatching 28 Years Later, I'm actually going to change my original score for 28 Years Later from a 5.5 out of 10 to a 7 out of 10. As for The Bone Temple, I'm giving it a nice guy score of 8 out of 10.
Nice.
So if you've seen the movie, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. And if you made it this far, drop a comment telling me your favorite movie in the entire series. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And remember, keep believing, keep breathing, and as always, keep pushing peace. I'll catch you guys in the next one.